Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Red Wings franchise mode here in NHL 21. So in last episode, we had the trade deadline and we also simmed the season. We decided to upgrade our defensive core a bit and trade for Ville Heinola to just kind of make our team a bit better defensively, because the first half of the season we finished like 19-19-2 and we were not doing that well, and I needed the team to play a lot better defensively. And as you can see, we finished 48-30-4, so it was actually a pretty good season when we played really good down the stretch. Now we are up against the Buffalo Sabres in the first round, so we aren't playing Tampa Bay for a change, which is nice. But Buffalo has been a pretty good team as of the last few seasons. Like, I'm pretty sure they've won at least 2 Stanley Cups as of late. I can't see the awards from this scene, but I'm pretty sure they've won 2 Stanley Cups as of late. And they do have a defenseman in Rasmus Dahlin who has been very good for them for the last 2 seasons. If we could go to Buffalo's rosters, you can see this is what they look like. They got a pretty good top line, I would say, or top 6 in general. Once you get to the third line, it's also pretty strong, except for Bjorkstrand, really. And then their fourth line is probably where we have them beat in terms of overall, but it is still probably a little bit better for them, I'd say. And then defensemen, it also looks pretty much the same thing as what Tampa Bay was like, where they have one really good defenseman and then everybody else is kind of average. But Adam Fox probably simulates well. Yeah, Adam Fox still simulates well. He had 47 points this year. He actually was with Tampa Bay last season. I didn't realize. Or he was not last season, but he was with Tampa Bay briefly. So that might be a little bit of a bad sign there. But they do have our former defenseman in Dennis Cholowski, but we haven't had him for like over 10 years. So, but yeah, this is pretty much what the roster looks like. And then our goaltending doesn't look great either, but it's pretty much like the same type of thing as what we faced in Tampa Bay when they had like Demko and Caden Primo. So I'm kind of scared to see how this team simulates against a team like Buffalo, because yeah, they've had some really good players, especially Rasmus Dahlin, because like look at his stats of over the last few years. He had 82 points in 82 games, then he jumps to 79 points, or jumps down to 79 points. Randomly has 108 points in a season, which was absolutely nuts. Then he has 94 points, 88 points, like he's got over 1,000 points already in his career. He's only 33. Absolutely nuts. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. And then I think Jack Eichel, Jack Eichel's still putting up really good numbers, and then probably everybody in their top 6 is putting up good numbers, because yeah, they're all probably on the power play units. So should be a very tough matchup nonetheless in this first round. So anyways, let's get into this first round matchup and see if we can somehow defeat Buffalo and maybe get a chance at the second round for the first time. So, because we haven't made the second round actually since I think it was when we beat the Flyers, or we played the Flyers in the second round, but it's been a very long time since we got to the second round. So here we go, game 1 in Buffalo. Let's see if we could take a 1-0 series lead here on the road. That would be awesome. First period and a 2-2 game. I don't really like that. It's very offensive. So Caden DINGMAN scores, which is good. That's a top 6 player. And then Eichel scores for them. Don't like that Eichel's getting going already. And then Wall scores for us, but Eichel answers again. So once again, Punov's off to a bad start, because Punov's didn't have the greatest regular season, and he's not off to a good start this postseason. I'm really hoping that he can clean it up a bit, because right now Francis Nguyen is out with an injury, which means we would have to rely on somebody like Mui if we wanted to take Punov's out of the lineup. So second period, and we're up 3-2. Let's go. Dylan Nolan, who we brought in free agency a couple episodes ago, has us the lead. Shots are 23-21 in favor of your Red Wings. We're up by 1 goal. Let's see what happens here in this third period, and they tied right back up, and it's Eichel with the hat trick. God damn it. Yeah, Eichel is really good still at his age. He might be in one of his last NHL seasons, because he's probably like 35 or 36, I would assume. Penalty kill. There's a short-handed goal by Caden Matthews. Let's go. Okay, short-handed unit. I see you. 4-3 lead late. And there's a goal that's not an empty netter by Powell. And then DINGMAN gets the empty netter. And we're going to win 6-3 in Buffalo. Let's go. The only player able to score for them was Jack Eichel. So, but a big short-handed game winner by Caden Matthews. Huge. And we have a 1-0 series lead here. So DINGMAN from DeKaiser, Wall from DINGMAN and Stewart, Nolan from Kolymainen and Bouillon, Matthews from DINGMAN, Powell from Bouillon, and DINGMAN from Savonin. So our top guns got going in game 1, which is good, because some of the series we've had in the past, our top 6 has just not appeared at all. Like I think it was last year when we played Tampa Bay. Most of our top guys only had like 1 assist within the 4 games we played, which was not good enough. But this year they're off to a good start. DINGMAN gets first star with 4 points, Eichel the second star, and Matthews the third with that shorthanded game-winning goal. That is a good start. Hopefully we can keep it up all series long, and hopefully we don't randomly just take a 3-0 series lead and then drop it or something, because I've seen that happen before. But here we go, game number 2 still in Buffalo. Can we have a good second game? First period and 1-0 for us, and it's Phil Powell again. So Phil Powell is getting going. It was with 1 second left in the opening period, so that's a bit of a big goal actually going into that second period. Shots are 13-9 in favor of us. Second period, and we're up 3-1. Let's go. Powell again. So Powell with 2 goals, and then De Silva gets them within 1, and it's actually like literally right after Phil Powell had scored. But then DeKaiser with a big goal. He had 47 goals during the regular season, so it's good to see him getting stuff done in the playoffs as well. Shots are 24-18 in favor of us. Third period underway. Let's see if we could lock this one down. Power play opportunity. We don't score on it. Come on, boys. Just lock down this game and play some good defensive hockey. Yeah, our team's looking a little bit different, it seems like, in terms of how we're playing in this playoffs by comparison to past years, because, like I said, our top 6 usually doesn't get it done in the playoffs, but so far they've been pretty good, as we win 3-1 here in Buffalo, and we have a 2-0 series lead. Hopefully we could win on home ice as well. So Phil Powell picks up his second and third goal of the playoffs already. The first one was assisted from Stewart and Wall, and then the second one from Petrovic and Stewart, so Stewart with 2 assists, which doesn't happen that often. And then DeKaiser from Matthews and DINGMAN. Nice. 3 stars in that game. Powell the first star. Punos gets second star. And Stewart the third. So good bounce back game from Punos, because the first game wasn't the greatest considering he let in 2 goals in the opening period, but he's been kind of lights out since. It's good to see our offense going. We're outscoring them 9-4 at the moment, and we head back to home ice. Can we win on home ice as well? Because I've seen also series where you would win both like road games and then you drop your 2 home games and then end up losing in like 6 games or 7. So hopefully we can start winning on home ice in the playoffs as well. Here we go, game 3 already. This might be a very short episode if we could somehow get to a 3-0 or 4-0 win. First period and 2-2. I don't like that from Punos, so a little bit of a bounce back game for Buffalo, it seems like. DINGMAN makes it a 1-0 lead, so he's been scoring a little bit. Gauthier then ties it up. Larson gives them the lead with a power play goal, but then Larson is going to tie it up for us. So 2 Larsons actually scoring, both with different spellings. Shots are 17-13 in favor of Buffalo, so we're giving up a little bit too much chances in that opening period. Hopefully we could clean that up a little bit in the second period, and we're up 3-2. Let's go. DeKaiser again. So DeKaiser scored last game, and he's scoring again this game. That's good to see. Like I said, I would like to see that our top 6 is actually producing in the playoffs, because that doesn't happen that often. Shots are 28-26 in favor of us. We're up by 1 goal. Can we add some insurance to this lead, please? Like Matthews or somebody else. I don't know who wants to come through. Wall. Oh, damn. Rasmus Dahlin's going to tie it up. That's his first goal of the playoffs, I think. But he's more of a playmaking defenseman. Penalty kill. Come on, kill it off. Kill it off. Nicely done. That's a huge penalty kill. Power play opportunity for us late in game 3, but we don't score. And we are going to overtime in game 3. Shots are 40-35 in favor of us. Can we win here in overtime? Who wants to be the hero? Come on, boys. Phil Powell, you've been scoring every game, maybe? Or who else wants to score? Maybe Nolan. And there's a goal for us, and it's Ouellette, of all people. A 4th liner wins the game, and we have a 3-0 series lead. Let's go. Shots are 46-37 in favor of us as well at the end of that game. Whew. We have a 3-0 series lead. There's a chance that we could get to the second round. But I'm not cutting Buffalo out yet. So DINGMAN from Wall, Larson from Petrovic, DeKaiser from Wall and DINGMAN, and an Ouellette from Hobbs and Biggs. Very impressed with our depth scoring right now, because I think every line has been contributing this playoff run so far. So DINGMAN's going to get first star with 1 goal, 1 assist. Ouellette the second star with 1 goal. And Wall get a third star with 2 assists. Yeah, I'm really liking how our lines are all putting up points, because yeah, all these games have been not really that close. The last 2 games have been closer than the first game, but man, Actually, the first game was close because we won with a shootout. So Nguyen is back, which is good news because Mui is our backup option, and he probably wouldn't simulate that well in the playoffs. But Punovs has been really good this postseason, and his contract is actually up at the end of this year as well, but he is an RFA, so we might have to pay him a lot of money to stay with us. Let me take a look actually quickly if there's been any lines that have not been doing good, just to add a little bit more time to this episode because we're only like 11 minutes in. So all these lines are probably plus, right? Yeah, pretty much. But literally we've been getting production from almost everybody on our team, I think, so, which is a good sign. That second pairing is a minus, but it's not the end of the world. And then goaltending wise has been really good so far for Nguyen. Okay, let's get into game 4, even though this episode has been only pretty short so far. And let's see if we could actually get in to that second round. If we could sweep the Buffalo Sabres, that would be pretty awesome. First period of game 4. We're up 1-0. I like it. Bouillon scores. He actually hasn't scored a goal, I don't think, this series, so that's good to see him get on the board as well. Shots are 16-10 in favor of us, so we are outplaying them right now. We need to just keep it up. Keep that foot on the gas pedal. Second period, and we're up 3-0. Let's go. DeKaiser and Powell. Powell has goal on the power play. Powell has been amazing this playoffs. DeKaiser as well. We're out shooting 32-24 only after 2 periods, so we've been playing really good so far. Let's lock this down and complete the sweep. Potentially. Middlestad scores the break the shutout, of course, after I say that. And Bouillon scores his second to make it 4-1. We're going to the second round for the first time in a long time. I am so happy with this team right now. Power play opportunity, we don't score. Hopefully we can play good in the second round, but we are going to the second round for the first time in like 7 years. I don't even know how long it's been, but my god, we finally got it done. We don't play Tampa Bay in the first round, and we get a first round sweep. Let's go. Bouillon from Kolymainen and Biggs, DeKaiser from Wall, Powell from Tucker and Matthews, and Bouillon from Matthews and Larson. Let's go. Punovs gets first star with a nice 967 save percentage. Bouillon the second star, and DeKaiser the third. Loving the performance from our goaltending as well in this playoff so far. How's the other series looking so far? Anaheim's up 3-1 on San Jose, so it looks like Rohan House is going to be eliminating Stefan Lacerte from the playoffs. And then Carolina's not in the playoffs, so poor Philippe Guérin. He's not going to get a chance at back-to-back cups, but whatever. Okay, let's actually take a look at our player stats first before we see who we're up against in the second round. But that was a very impressive first round, and I'm really hoping that we can continue that. So, let's go by our centers first. So Powell had 4 goals in 4 games, which is very good to see from a third liner. He's shooting 36.4% right now. Hopefully that continues in the second round. And then Matthews had 4 points, 1 goal and 3 assists. Kolymainen had 2 points, so he was a little bit quiet, but Matthews and Powell were really good. And then Hobbs even had 1 point, and he was a +2. Nice. Left wing wise, DeKaiser had 3 goals, and he had 4 points in 4 games, so pretty good from him. Petrovic 2 points, Tucker had 1 point, Wong had no points, but everybody being a plus player or an even player is good to see. And also DeKaiser shooting 23%, so we're scoring goals on our chances, which is nice. DINGMAN had 7 points in 4 games. He's got a 20% shooting percentage as well. Bouillon 4 points in 4 games. Nolan 1 goal, but at least it was a goal in game 1. He's not shooting that well, but hopefully that improves in the second round. And Ouellette 1 goal in 4 games and was a game winner in overtime, so that's nice to see. Defensively, Wall has 5 points in 4 games. Stewart 3 points, Larson and Biggs 2 points, Savonin 1 point, and Heinola had no points. But yeah, that pairing of Heinola and Biggs doesn't seem to be keeping that puck out well right now. But literally everybody on our team is putting up points almost, so that is very good to see. And look at the performance from Alexei Punovs. Really bad regular season numbers, but playoff-wise, a 936 save percentage and a 1.95 goals against average. Very hopeful that he could do that all playoff long, and hopefully he could not want too much money in the off season, because maybe he's our future to keep with this team. Oh my god, we are actually off to the second round. Who the heck are we gonna face? Is Tampa Bay winning their series? No, they're down 3-1, which is also a very good sign. Who are we going to play in round 2? Hopefully it's a team we could beat. Yep, Anaheim's on to the next round, so bye-bye Lacerte, which means Rohan House is still going for back-to-back cups. Yikes. So we're going to be taking on the Florida Panthers in round 2. They finished 48, 28, and 6. So very similar record to us, and also to Buffalo's actually. Let's take a look at what Florida has in their lineup. So here's actually the second round matchup. So us in Florida, New Jersey in New York, Winnipeg in Colorado, and Anaheim in Arizona. Let's take a look at those Florida Panthers, see what they're made of in this postseason. I don't even know what their roster looks like. So, okay, so they have Alexis Lafreniere, who's been with them for a couple years. He did spend 1 year in Toronto, but since then he's been pretty good in Florida. He only played 64 games this year because probably due to injury, but he had 69 points this season. Yeah, he's a very good threat for their first line. They also have Guillermo Lovejoy, who's a very young guy that's was the 5th overall pick 5 years ago. And he's also a pretty good player. 85 points this year. He's just making a name for himself now, it seems like. He had 50 goals, so got to watch out for him. They also have Michael Nugent-Hopkins. Interesting. Who had 73 points. He was a 11th overall pick in 2026. Second line, they have Michael Oslund, who used to play for the Boston Bruins, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did 71 points in 77 games. Damn, they have some really good forwards. I'm kind of scared about that. Joshua Waugh on their second line as well. 54 points in 82 games, so not as good for him. Owen Tippett is still in Florida after all these years. 57 points this season. Stephane Benoit on their third line. 59 points in 82 games. That's pretty good for a third liner. Former 8th overall pick of theirs. They also have Landon McCullum, who was brought in from Vegas a few years ago. He's been pretty good for them as well in that third line. And Braden Burke, who has been there for 3 years, and he's been pretty solid for them too. 40 points a season on average, I think, around. And in fourth line, they have Dwayne Addison, who, yep, I knew I recognized his name. He used to play for Tampa Bay as well. He came over from Tampa Bay last season. So he swaps Floridian teams, which is kind of interesting. Don't like that there's another former Tampa Bay Lightning trying to haunt me from the past. Alexander Kovanov, not very much of a player anyways. For them, they might have an injury, potentially. Curtis, during the regular season, had 29 points. How's Lafreniere done this playoff run, actually? I didn't check their playoff stats. 5 points in 6 games. Lovejoy, probably the guy leading their team. 5 points in 6 games as well. Looks like they didn't have a great offensive first round. Actually, maybe they did. Nugent-Hopkins, 7 points. Defensively, they got Lassi Juntunen, Emil Viro. Man, he used to play with us many years ago as well. Kind of cool when you get to see guys that used to play for your team. But he played with us all the way till 25-26. Then we traded him to Pittsburgh, where he played for a few years. He didn't play in Carolina. Dallas for a brief bit. And then he's been in Florida for the last 3 seasons. But he's turned it around to being a pretty good defenseman for them too, actually. So that's not too bad for them. Second pairing, they have Francis Ho with Gary Pusher. And then Seth Leblonsky, who's only 26. And Philippe Bourdon. Goaltending-wise, they got Alan Redmond. How good is this guy? This guy was not good during the regular season, really, but he does put up good playoff numbers like Punos has been doing, so going to be kind of tough to beat him. Interesting, and they also have Justin Schrader as their backup goaltender. And then depth-wise, they do have Christian Austin and Jalen Tripp, but they do have an injury to Vasily Ponomarev, which is a huge one for us to hopefully take advantage of. He had 85 points in the regular season, 1 assist only in the playoffs, which is kind of weird. But he's probably their, I would assume, their second-line center, and then Wall would be third line, McCallum would be fourth line. So once he comes back, they have really insane depth in terms of their center core, which is very scary. How did they finish during the regular season in terms of goals for and stuff like that? Like, let's take a little bit of a comparison thing. Just add a little bit more time to this episode, because or else you guys would know that it's either been a sweep for us or them, I would assume. What was I going to check again? I think it was... wait, actually I didn't want to go there. Go to Florida. I don't think this is what I was looking to do, but this is all their player stats. Oh yeah, I was going to check their regular season stuff, but here's all their player stats for the regular season. Or the playoffs so far, not the regular season, but in case you guys wanted to take a look at that. Let's take a look at how they did during regular season wise. They were the top team in our division. 2 more points than us only. We already knocked out Buffalo. Let's knock out Florida now. And then we'd be the best team in the division still left. So, based on goals for, we are the better offensive team. We are the worser defensive team, so they're better defensively than us. We're better than power play wise, and they were better penalty kill wise. So, yeah, they're the better defensive team. We're the better offensive team. So, we'll see what happens with that in the next round. So, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Detroit Red Wings franchise mode. So, in next episode, we will take on the Florida Panthers in the second round of the playoffs and see if we can get to that conference finals for the first time. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.